Good morning and welcome to the 10 a.m. daily weather brief. As always, we will start ourselves off here by taking a look at this morning's upper level wind profile, where we had a west-northwesterly component in the lower levels around 1,000 feet, and then a slight but progressive shift to be more so out of the southwest aloft, with sporty winds increasing with height once again, much like yesterday, and an observed max of 66 knots around 25,000 feet. As for the freezing level today, that was observed at 8,800 feet this morning, and that is much lower than what is typical of this time of the year. Now, pulling up our most recent surface analysis chart for today, we can see that that surface cold front that had passed through yesterday morning has moved well offshore, and that a strong high pressure region is progressively building in behind, and that will work to control our region's weather for the upcoming days as cooler, drier air moves eastward on light northerly winds, and that should create what will become a mild late August afternoon today with pleasant humidity, high temperatures, a good 7 degrees or so below normal, and mainly sunny conditions as we progress. Now tonight, surface high pressure overhead will create conditions favorable for some effective radiational cooling, and despite of the fact that there might be a couple scattered mid-level clouds from another approaching shortwave, and that will allow temperatures to drop into the 60s, the low 60s, come this evening. Thursday, we'll continue to see those cooler than average temperatures, and with those temperatures looking to come in the 70s under partly to mostly cloudy skies. And in the late week period, pleasant conditions more typical of late September continue as an upper level trough remains reinforced by a stronger trough up to the north, and that will provide some additional cool and dry air through the next week. High pressure just offshore will be just offshore from Thursday night through the weekend, and that should work to maintain dry weather through at least Friday night, except for some very low-end chances of some possible sea breeze-driven showers in our area. And then moving into Labor Day weekend, we can anticipate similar conditions, dry and cool in nature. Moving on to the 24-hour forecast, we currently have largely clear conditions out there with some scattered upper level clouds, mid to upper level clouds, and that's going to continue throughout the majority of the day, but overall cloud coverage should remain low. And for our highs today, we are anticipating highs to get into the upper 70s, mid to upper 70s, and then for our winds, they should remain generally light and become variable tonight in the overnight hours before they shift to be more southwesterly at 2 to 7 knots early tomorrow morning. And greens across the board as far as all of our risk categories, so precip, winds, and ceilings look to remain unproblematic for today. Moving on to the short-term risk chart, greens across the board. With Thursday, we're anticipating partly to mostly cloudy conditions, a high of 78. Thursday night, similarly, partly to mostly cloudy and a low of 63. And then Friday, partly cloudy, slightly breezy, and a very low-end chance of a morning shower and a high of 80. Which brings us on to the 7-day forecast, in which we'll be bouncing around from today being mostly sunny to a bit more clouds building in, but generally partly to mostly cloudy for a majority of the upcoming week, with low-end rain chances sprinkled in here and there, generally remaining dry with our temperatures in the upper 70s, mid to upper 70s, and looking to crest at about 80 degrees on Friday and for the next 7-day period, with cool temperatures at night dropping down to the 60s by the end of the low 60s for a majority of the week ahead. And that is going to conclude the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a great day, and we'll be back tomorrow at 8:15 with the daily weather operations brief.